And now local leaders are also weighing in on the president's historic announcement. Representative Joyce Beatty says she is proud to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris. And she says Harris is ready to move the Democratic Party forward and called her one of the nation's most influential vice presidents. Meantime, Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther has not endorsed Vice President Harris. Instead, he did issue a statement praising President Biden for ending his re-election campaign, saying it's another example of Biden's dedication to our country. Now, we do want to bring in that Democratic strategist we talked about, Dale Butlin. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Of course, we just heard from the vice president moments ago. Your reaction, you were here yesterday for Face the State before this announcement happened. Yeah. Now that things have kind of changed, what's going through your mind?
Well, Amy, this is a political earthquake with literally no parallel in all of American history. So anyone who tells you they know exactly what's going to happen is blowing smoke. But there's a couple of things we do know. First, we know that this race, the presidential race, has now been reset, and Democrats now have a path to victory that they didn't have before. The other thing we know is that with 3 months to go before the election, the script has now been entirely flipped. And now it's the Republicans who have a nominee with cognitive issues who is nearly 80 years old.
Yes, and of course we also know with her taking, that presidential spot, we still have a vice president spot open. Yes. Who are you looking at as far as who could be in that spot?
Well, first of all, any talk about a contested primary is now probably moot, not only because the party is so quickly coalescing around her, but because all the potential alternatives to her have endorsed Harris and said that they're not going to run against her. So I think this is going to be wrapped up. Her nomination will be wrapped up this week. As for running mates, look, I've long believed that this election is going to come down to 3 states: Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. And so I'm partial to Josh Shapiro, who is the governor of Pennsylvania, very, very popular there, and it's a state we absolutely need to win.
And as far as, the next, we have less than a month until the Democratic National Convention. What happens during this time? We're close to the election. This is also, very close to the election. Is there enough time for her to really push this campaign forward?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Look, back in the old days, you got to remember, before we had primaries, which is a relatively recent thing, we used to never nominate somebody until the convention. When the convention starts August 19th, you're still 2 or 3 months out from the general election. That is plenty of time to mount a campaign. And let's also remember, she won't be sitting around doing nothing between now and then. They're going to be getting their campaign in order. They're going to be coming up with their issues that they want to run on, and I have every expectation that she and whoever she picks as a running mate will be ready.
Certainly many questions still yet to be answered. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm sure we'll hear from you again. Thank you.